Hey, this is Notser, and this is the Tier 10 American destroyer, Gearing. She has 19,400 health, a top speed of 37.8 knots, 6 127mm guns, 10 torpedoes, a surface detect of 5.9 kilometers, and 45 AA defense rating. For my modules, reduced crit chance on main armament, improved aiming accuracy, improved torpedo rearm, reduced the chance of flood and fire, improved propulsion, concealment. For my commander, priority target, preventative maintenance, improved torpedo acceleration, last stand, improved torpedo rearm, basic firing training, demolition expert, and concealment again. We are on the map Shatter, and it's the gearing. I love the gearing. I was trying to find a torpedo acceleration build that was valid. I have looked into the Japanese, and the Japanese, I just feel so guilty. I feel so sad for them. Their torpedoes are just too easy to perceive. The combination of the terrible detectability on the torpedoes, coupled with the vigilance, hydroacoustic, aircraft, you name it, it's so much easier. Now, the gearing can give up some range to get some speed. It's got 16.5 kilometers base, so I got it down to 13.2 to try to see if acceleration made it feel really torpedo-y, that torpedo hunter boat. Try and find the enemies, don't give them a chance to react, and take them out. That was the goal of this build. Now it's kind of weird. I understand. I was trying to get a lot of dot damage as well. Basic firing training, higher rate of fire, faster torpedo rearm. It all makes sense to me. It's a hybrid. It's a true hybrid. Its guns can work. Its torpedoes can work. It has good concealment. It can take objectives. What's not to like, right? Well, there's plenty not to like. It's very difficult to go 1 versus 1 against a Soviet destroyer. They just have straight up better guns, both at near and far ranges, but they can't send torpedoes like this out. So we're going to capture base. We're going to capture A point. An enemy Chapayev and an enemy Deagrosa are the only ships on my radar at this point. Everything else is too far away. Most of my team appears to have gone for C point. I've got a couple that headed over here. I've got a Minotaur that's sort of off in his own little island nook. He can engage targets, maybe ambush them, and it doesn't appear that the enemy wants to head this way. I got lucky. Of the 5 enemy destroyers, not a single one decided to come my way. But look at the enemy Akizuki. He's going straight into the mouth of hell with the Minotaur. You're going to die really quickly if you're a destroyer trying to go up against that. And yep, first salvo, 25%. Next salvo, 50%. Do I have to keep going? We all know how this is going to end for this guy, and he just was unfortunate to head into the Minotaur's effective fire range. It's just, what can I say? They're really good. So, A, clearly not an issue at all. The enemy is going a BC strat. I am going to try and head and get a flank. Maybe the Chapayev will want to detect me with his radar. That is a possibility. Maybe I can get a flank on an enemy destroyer. I still have my smoke, and I can easily engage them. So that's what I was thinking. There's a part of me that says, send the torpedoes, Notser. But there's another part that says, well, you don't have a clear target to send at. Why waste it then? Oh, here we go. Enemy Chapayev, and look how quickly we can get the torpedoes on him. This is the benefit of having torpedo acceleration. Now, I popped my smoke. I don't know if I needed it, considering he's not looking at me. I switched to AP, because he's obviously side on, but we didn't need to do any of that. The smoke was very much a waste. And even if I miss with all my torpedoes, he's got radar. So just a complete waste of a smoke charge. I really should have just accepted that I wouldn't have it in this engagement, whether it be success or fail, and see how it goes. But I got a little antsy. I popped my smoke. Now I don't have it. I'm moving forward into B. It looks like it's going to be wide open. The enemy destroyer that was over here has been spotted by a friendly New Orleans, and he's going to have a hard time. Oh, by the way, it's really annoying when you hold your right mouse button and it swings around really quickly like the position where you were looking is completely reset. So I'm going to capture, and I'm also going to try and hit the gearing at range. It's not going to be easy, but he's not really moving that much. I think he's actually backing up. And look at that. Can anyone else say kill secure? I did not mean to steal it. I meant to assist. Worst timing, perfect timing. You be the judge. Either way, we're going to capture this base. I can potentially move forward. I don't have smoke, though. Boy, it would be really nice if you had smoke right now. Gee, it would. It would, wouldn't it? But my torpedoes are up. And those torpedoes were very effective in the first play round. Enemy Tashkent. He's coming this way. I don't have my smoke, but I've got teammates, and I think I'm willing to push it because I have teammates, obviously. And the Tashkent, he's a tier 9. I'm a tier 10. I should beat him. My experience says I should beat him, and oh, of course, he pulls a Notser right in front of me. So we're going to just fire at that same point, force him to take all this damage. Friendlies are able to help finish the target off, and he died so quickly. Don't run into islands in front of enemies. That is a pretty solid tip, I'd say. You know, I don't think you'll be able to win a game when you run into islands. I mean, I've won a couple, but it certainly doesn't help. And he sent out torpedoes. Oh, that's so cute. They mean nothing. So I'm going to move forward. I could jump into the smoke. There are 2 enemy destroyers over there. I don't know exactly where they are. They're probably capturing C point, but I felt like I might be a little overextended. So I'm just going to send torpedoes in this gap. Pretty much anything and everything could potentially get hit by them. There are a bunch of tightly packed battleships, and I don't know who's going to sail in what area. You have no idea. They could go everywhere. They're just trying to survive at this point. The game is such a massive blowout. And really the only reason I'm talking about this game is the torpedo acceleration. What ships do you think work well with torpedo acceleration? I don't like that the Japanese are so insignificant with their torpedo systems. I want to have a torpedo boat. You know, I've got plenty of gunboats, but I don't really have a solid torpedo boat. I've tried the Z-46 with a torpedo acceleration, but the gearing's better. The Fletcher doesn't really have the range to justify torpedo acceleration, but maybe that's the right call. Just mess with the Americans' high tier. It's just... the Japanese are just such a disappointment. They don't even do torpedoes well enough to justify their existence. The only Japanese torpedo destroyer that I really enjoy is the Shiratsuyu, and that's because it can reload 16 real fast. It doesn't compete with all the tier 10s. I mean, the tier 7s are competitive, but the tier 10s, Gearing, Khabarovsk, even the Z-52, or the, yeah, is it Z-52 or Z-56? The Z-52 is much better. And the Amagi, come on, burn down, my friend. Go after the Montana. Our torpedoes are back up. We could send them, and yes, I'm going to try and move forward, and hopefully the Montana falls for it. And we're going to send in front of him, because he's sort of coming out of a turn. Now, when a ship is sort of coming out of a turn, you know a couple things. Well, they're going to gain speed. Whatever speed they're at, they're going to be faster. The indicator is, will this ship maintain this exact momentum and go this exact direction? Well, we know they're not because they're coming out of a turn, so we need to calculate the gain in speed in order to hit torpedoes more effectively. And oh, we're going to hit torpedoes more effectively. He runs right into it. It was a perfect prediction. And we did 110,000 points of damage. 6 torpedoes hit, 3 kills. Not bad, right? That's exactly what we were looking for. A little bit of dots and fires and floods, base captures. That is about as complete of a game as a gearing can get. Very much hybrid. We did 1,825 base XP, highest on the team. The game was a stomp, but I was very happy with the torpedo selection. It felt good to have those speed. 25,000 in HE, 68,000 in torpedoes, 16,000 in fires. It was a fun game. I'm going to try some more torpedo destroyers if that's potentially existent now. I hope you all enjoyed this. I hope you all have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you next time.